Why? The sound of laughter sliced through the quiet air of Miller's diner like a cruel knife. It wasn't the good kind, the kind that comes from joy or friendship, but sharp, mocking laughter that made everyone turn their heads. In the far corner, a girl sat hunched over her milkshake, her trembling fingers wrapped around a straw. Her name was Lily. Her left leg was gone, taken by an accident when she was just 10. Now 16, she moved through life on crutches, quiet, shy, and invisible. But that morning, invisibility wasn't enough to protect her. Two boys, local troublemakers from the nearby high school, had decided she was their entertainment for the day. They whispered, laughed, and pointed until finally, one of them, tall and mean-eyed, strutted toward her table. He said something cruel about her missing leg, something so cold the whole diner froze. Before anyone could react, he slapped the milkshake out of her hand, sending it crashing to the floor. The sound of the glass shattering was deafening. Chocolate and tears mixed on the floor tiles as Lily flinched back, her eyes wide, humiliated. And then one of them slapped her. Hard. For a moment, no one moved. The waitress gasped. An old man in the corner muttered something under his breath, but no one did anything. The boys laughed, swaggered out of the diner, and left her shaking, holding her cheek. The silence that followed was heavier than words. If you believe kindness, courage, and second chances can still change the world, please take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us spread stories that remind the world that humanity still matters. Lily sat there for a long time, frozen. Her chest felt hollow, like the world had just reminded her she was less than everyone else. The waitress, a woman named Nancy, came over, knelt beside her, and whispered softly, "Sweetheart, don't cry." But Lily couldn't stop. Her sobs came quietly, shaking her thin shoulders. She wasn't crying only because of the slap. She was crying because this wasn't the first time. The world had been unkind for as long as she could remember. After losing her leg in a hit and run, her father had abandoned her and her mother. They had nothing but each other. Lately, even that was fading. Her mother worked double shifts at the hospital, and Lily spent most days alone, studying from home. She rarely went out, and this diner was her small act of rebellion, her way of feeling like a normal teenager for just one morning. But the world didn't let her forget she was different. She gathered her bag, her hands still trembling, and tried to stand, her crutch slipping on the sticky milkshake. Nancy rushed to help, steadying her. Lily's lips quivered as she whispered, "Thank you," but Nancy could see the deep hurt in her eyes. The diner felt colder now, quieter. No one knew what to say. Outside, the boys laughed and rode off on their bikes, ordinary bikes, not motorcycles, the kind of laughter that leaves bruises long after it fades. An hour passed. Lily still sat in her corner, trying to calm herself, staring out the window at the gray November morning. She didn't know that her day was about to change in a way she'd never forget. The bell above the door jingled suddenly, loud and sharp. Heads turned. The sound of heavy boots and the low growl of engines outside filled the air. 5 bikers walked in, their leather jackets glistening from the light drizzle outside. They were big, rough-looking men, tattooed arms, beards, heavy chains, the kind of people that made others step aside. But what no one could see yet was the warmth hidden behind their rugged exteriors. The leader, a broad man with silver streaks in his beard and kind eyes, scanned the room. His name was Jack. He and his crew, the Iron Saints, were on their way to a charity ride for children's hospitals. They had stopped by for coffee and pie, but what they walked into would change their day, and Lily's life. Nancy approached them, nervous at first but smiling. "Coffee for all of you?" she asked. Jack nodded, "And something sweet, we've had a long ride." As they settled into a booth, Jack's eyes caught sight of Lily sitting alone. Her milkshake was gone, her face still blotchy from crying, and her crutch leaned awkwardly beside her. Something in his gut tightened. He leaned toward Nancy and asked quietly, "That girl okay?" Nancy hesitated. She didn't want to stir trouble, but she couldn't lie. Some kids came in earlier, they hurt her. She didn't do anything wrong. Jack's expression darkened, his jaw clenched. He glanced at Lily again, small, fragile, trying to be invisible. Then he looked at his crew. Without words, they all understood. They stood up, walked over to Lily's table, and the diner fell silent again. Lily looked up, startled. Jack crouched down beside her so their eyes met. "Hey, sweetheart," he said gently. "Mind if we sit with you?" She hesitated, unsure, then nodded slowly. The men pulled up chairs, surrounding her like a wall of quiet protection. The room's mood shifted instantly, from pity to awe. Jack noticed the red mark on her cheek. "Those boys hurt you?" he asked softly. She didn't answer, just looked down. Jack sighed, his voice steady but thick with feeling. "You didn't deserve that, not one bit." Then something beautiful happened. One of the bikers, a younger man named Logan, walked up to Nancy and said, "Can you bring her another milkshake, the biggest one you've got?" Then he turned to Lily. "Chocolate, right?" Her lips trembled into a faint smile. "Yeah," she whispered. As she sipped her new milkshake, the men started talking, not about pity, not about pain, but about strength. Jack told her about his own accident years ago when he'd broken both legs in a crash. He told her how the pain nearly destroyed him, but how he found purpose again through helping others. "Scars don't mean you're broken," he said quietly. "They mean you survived." Tears welled in Lily's eyes. For the first time in years, she felt seen, not as the girl with one leg, but as someone strong, someone who mattered. Then the diner door opened again. The two boys returned, laughing and shoving each other, unaware of what awaited them. The laughter died instantly when they saw the table of bikers. Jack didn't move. He just turned his head slowly, eyes cold now. The leader's voice dropped to a quiet, thunderous tone. "You the ones who hit her." The boys froze. The diner held its breath. The bigger one tried to speak, but his voice cracked. We were just messing around." Jack stood up, towering over them. "Messing around is dropping a napkin," he said evenly. "What you did was cruelty." He didn't raise his fist. He didn't have to. His presence alone was enough to make their arrogance melt away. He took a step closer. "You see that girl?" he said, pointing to Lily, who watched wide-eyed. "She's stronger than both of you combined. And you owe her an apology." The boys stammered, faces red. One of them finally mumbled, "Sorry," but Jack didn't budge. "Look her in the eye," he said firmly. "Say it like you mean it." This time their voices broke as they looked at Lily. "We're sorry," they said, and meant it. Jack nodded once. "Now get out. And next time you see someone who's been through more pain than you can imagine, you show respect." The boys hurried out, shame heavy on their shoulders. The sound of the door closing felt like a release of tension from everyone in the diner. Lily looked at Jack, her eyes glistening. "Thank you," she whispered. Jack smiled softly. "No need to thank us, kid. Just promise me one thing, don't ever let people like that decide your worth." After the bikers left, the diner felt different, lighter, safer, warmer. Nancy hugged Lily before she left, whispering, "See, not all angels have wings." Outside, the bikers started their engines, the deep rumble echoing through the street. Lily stood by the window, watching them ride off into the gray distance, a smile breaking through her tears. Over the next weeks, everything changed. Word spread about what happened at Miller's diner. People who had been silent about bullying began to speak up. The school launched an awareness program. Even the two boys, humbled by their shame, volunteered at a local rehab center. Lily started visiting the diner more often. She became friends with Nancy and even began drawing portraits of the bikers, sending them to the Iron Saints through Nancy. One day, weeks later, the rumble of engines returned. Jack and his crew had come back, this time with a surprise. They rolled in a brand new custom-painted prosthetic leg, donated through a charity they worked with. On the side, engraved in silver, were 3 simple words: "You are strong." Lily cried openly, hugging Jack as the diner clapped. "Now," Jack said, grinning, "when you walk, I want you to remember, every step is a victory." That night, Lily stood outside under the neon lights of Miller's diner, feeling the cool wind on her face. For the first time in years, she didn't feel broken. She felt whole. Because kindness had walked in wearing leather jackets and steel boots. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Let's remind the world that kindness is stronger than cruelty, and that one act of courage can ripple through countless lives. Before you go, tell us in the comments, what's one act of kindness you'll never forget? Your words might inspire someone who needs hope today. And as Lily's story reminds us, sometimes the toughest angels ride motorcycles.